Welcome everybody to Mendoza, here on the edge of the Andes, on the spectacular road from Argentina to the border with Chile, and a footballing spectacular in prospect here as Argentina and Uruguay renew one of the great rivalries of world football. Halfway through the anthems, and we'll just pause to take them in. Well, we have the setting, and it surely sets up a spectacular contest here. The Malvinas Argentina Stadium. Not quite full to its 47,000 capacity, but it feels like there's 147 in. Echoes of former meetings between these sides which broke records for crowd attendances in previous eras. And beneath the formalities, conducted with good grace, no end of feeling between the players on both sides. Almost at the halfway point in the marathon test of endurance, that is South American qualifying for the World Cup. A finals competition to be played out on their own continent in neighbouring Brazil in 2014. But the host nation's two most historic rivals here meeting in the latest instalment of a rivalry just as deep-rooted and intensely felt. And of course, an even older rivalry than either possesses with Brazil. On the face of it, unthinkable that either of these nations will not make it to the finals, but they still have to do the work to get there. In this qualifying campaign, above all others, history and reputation confer no divine right whatsoever. The main task for both, surely, to make certain that when they meet in the last qualifier in the section, exactly a year from now, that the job is done. A stellar forward line, of course, for Argentina, led by Lionel Messi. But Uruguay themselves, arguably with one of their most potent ever front lines. Hence the hope tonight that the fireworks at the preliminaries are just setting the scene for what will happen on the field. Not perfect by Argentina. They dropped points at home against Bolivia last year. Only one win on the road so far. A testing trip further down the road to Chile to play on Tuesday. They're at the furthest extreme in their own country in terms of travel right now from Buenos Aires. That's the clear thinking behind staging this game in Mendoza. It cuts down the travelling time for the next one. But Alex Sabella, their boss, did not deny that his side have reached a critical juncture in the qualifying campaign now. He says they can make it as hard or as easy as they choose from here. Briefly, the team news: Zabaleta and Agüero both back after missing the last two qualifiers for Argentina. Uruguay, two enforced changes after their draw with Ecuador last time out. Diego Perez out because of injury. Alvaro Pereira not involved, suspended. The Brazilian referee, Leandro Vuaden, gets us underway, and it is Uruguay who have changed, who get us going forward from right to left. And a nice early take by Romero. Rojo at left back for Argentina. Higuaín's ball was cut out, and cut out well by Cavani. So many ways of weighing up the history between these sides. Here's Agüero. Worked it nicely. Higuaín laid it off to the magician who wears the captain's armband, Messi. And a little flamboyant touch by Di Maria, not quite so elegantly done as he arrived at pace by the left back Rojo. The history, as I mentioned, which goes all the way back to 1901. Officially 183 meetings between these countries. No other international rivalry bears comparison to that. Cavani, Luis Suarez on it for the first time and looking for Cavani down the middle when Diego Forlan had a yard or two of space wide left. And that fell very nicely for Argentina. Driving on was Cáceres, and he drove straight into a blue and white brick wall then. The most important recent instalment in that rivalry, of course, the cup. There's the tackle I referred to by Garay. The most recent meeting, still smarting with Argentina. The Copa America quarter-final exit at the hands of Uruguay. A 1-1 draw after extra time. Last year, Carlos Tevez missed a penalty in the shootout. Agüero looking very sharp early on his return to the side tonight, having missed out the last time round for the 2 games because of that early season injury. Argentina's free kick, won by the same player. Gonzalez knocking him over. Stoutly defended by Uruguay, but in truth their normal level of defensive solidity has been a little bit lacking in recent times. Nothing wrong with them when they go forward, of course, and Cavani almost got right through the lot. Mascherano at pains, literally pains, to point out to the referee where he got hurt, but he was just standing in the path of the juggernaut that was Cavani at speed then, and Cavani clearly wasn't pulling out either. Argentina certainly feel that they can get at a Uruguay back four, which, as I mentioned, uncharacteristically, as Godin knocked it out, have been conceding. They've scored 15 in the 7 qualifiers, but conceded 11, and that contrasts with only 6 conceded by Argentina. Rojo again from left back. Lovely weight on the ball, just too much of a gamble really by Agüero. And the line wasn't that good, and it looked like Cáceres had just dropped off a yard at left back and gave the assistant on this side a decision to make. In the Argentine press, all the build-up centering on Uruguay's recent demolition by Colombia in Barranquilla. The one and only Radamel Falcao got on the target early in that game on the 7th of September, and Colombia never looked back, and apparently Uruguay never recovered. They followed up that shock, still in the system perhaps, with a 1-1 draw at home to Ecuador 4 days later. So they have a little bit of ground to make up, Uruguay. Argentina with a new look back four, Looked rickety at times against Paraguay, but irresistible at times going forward. What a ball from the left back. And the right back for Uruguay did pretty well too, Cáceres. But Rojo, from the left back position for Argentina, is playing like a left winger at the moment. And a hard man to stop. What a ball that is. And I don't think there's a better pair of strikers in the world, Higuaín and Agüero, to feed with a ball like that. Neither of them managed to get on the end of that. Powerful start by Argentina. One British bookmaker, incidentally, going 8-1, a Uruguay victory here away from home. Argentina do shade the overall tally down the decades between these two, almost at a ratio of 2-1 in victories in all competitions. Gonzalo's got out a little bit tighter to stop Rojo getting forward that time. Mascherano. And Cavani happy to let it run out of play and let Uruguay push up a little bit. Long by Cáceres. Not very accurate, actually. Well recovered by Alvarado Rios. Cavani taking a tumble under the threat of Zabaleta and doing enough to persuade the Brazilian referee at what should be a free kick for Uruguay. Lugano adds his weight, power and experience. And Diego Forlan is the player over it. Aimed at Lugano by Forlan and just a little bit too much on it. Already today, Argentina knocked off top spot in the South American qualifying section. Wins for Colombia over Paraguay, Ecuador over Chile. Referee thought about that and gave himself a little bit of time, marching slowly toward the scene of this crime. We've got a phantom laser man in the crowd as well. Well, he's not for indulging in any extra melodrama, this referee from Brazil, clearly. Politely but firmly to Cáceres. You've got your free kick. We don't need the histrionics. Let's get on with the game. And that may set a good tone for a match which you always sense is capable of boiling over. Well won by Fernández. And that was Cáceres looking quite sprightly. The referee was right to make him get on with it. Messi got on with it for Argentina. To Agüero, restored with his footwear. Rojo, full of confidence, getting it out to Di María quickly, who made a great start against Paraguay, incidentally. Outstanding on that night. ran the game really from Argentina's point of view in the first 20-25 minutes. And that's taken 2 or 3 deflections on the way through. It must be another corner. And it was Di Maria who got a spectacular goal against Paraguay. Confident enough to let go again. Decent block, actually. I think it was Gargano who got the first touch on it. Muslera left it to his centre-backs to clear it. And that was also travelling. Only a win tonight then for Argentina will restore them to top spot in the South American qualifying section. After the earlier victories for Colombia and Ecuador. Good pressure applied by Agüero. And Cáceres saw it to safety. Perhaps a little bit of extra expectation around Argentina in this game, as they are the home side, and because they need a victory and nothing less to get back on top. As for Uruguay, the fact that Chile have lost today is good news for them. Uruguay are vying for 4th spot with Chile. It keeps that threat at bay for another few days at least. The importance of 4th as against 5th is that 5th will mean only a playoff place in this tournament, with the host Brazil already pre-qualified as of right. Tried to slow it all down, and perhaps fortunate that having given the throw away so cheaply, they weren't given another problem to solve. Cáceres, I'm not sure, ever wanted it off his goalkeeper, and again Argentina looked to take a quick one. Gago, Messi, Di Maria wanted it left and got it. Early cross, well defended. Big shout came from Godin, not his best clearance, but it fell in the end okay for Uruguay. The non-performers, if you like, of the entire section at the moment in South America must be considered to be Paraguay, and their morale further sagging with every defeat at the moment. They did give Argentina problems in the early stages of the game we watched a month or so ago, before Argentina eventually asserted their class to win 3-1. And Messi, of course, with a classic Messi goal which really turned the game. But they're so much more impressive coming forward, Argentina, than when they're defending. That's for sure, with a couple of youthful centre-backs at the moment who really did appear still to be bedding in that game against Paraguay. But they're playing at a tempo early on here tonight, which is keeping Uruguay fully occupied. And the much vaunted strike force, Forlan and Suarez, are really living off bits and pieces at the moment. They have a wonderful habit of working their way into games, of course. Di Maria overran it. Reached Forlan. Not for long though. Mascherano. What a ball that is. Higuaín took up a great position wide. Oh, worked it beautifully to Agüero. Tried to go the long way round. And the long way round, 2 defenders. The second of them, Arevalo Rios, certainly appeared to make contact. That time they do get a decision. Well, it's as feisty as we might have expected it to be. Messi. Little olé from the crowd here in Mendoza. Di Maria. Rojo arrived at speed and he was well tracked by Gonzalez that time. Uruguay get the decision. And Muslera in no rush whatsoever. You can hear, I think, what the crowd think about that. Right over the top of Suarez's head. Not sure he's had many touches so far tonight, Luis Suarez. Zabaleta. Gago. Mascherano. Again, they work the left side well, Argentina. Di Maria. Mascherano. Messi just drops it off to Gago. Higuaín gives it back to the maestro and the captain. Sends half of Uruguay one way, goes the other. Possibilities here for Argentina. Muslera with a really clean pair of hands, beautifully done by the goalkeeper. Di Maria again looking to unleash shots from distance, as he did against Paraguay. Well, I think he sent a few of the crowd out the gate with that dummy, Messi. It's another angle, the reverse angle, if you like, of that penalty claim for Argentina when Agüero went over under the attention of Rios. And again, he's squirming free in the box here. Well, a delightful comparison, really. Intricate 1- and 2-touch football a la Barcelona to open Uruguay up a few moments before, and then the long ball from the back. Almost equally effective. Mix and match. And he was in. Great keeping. Zabaleta. Higuaín. Beautifully worked by Argentina. Gago. Zabaleta. Gago again. Uruguay penned back again. Mascherano. Out to Di Maria. Rojo. Di Maria showed him exactly where he wanted it back. Maximiliano Pereira. But again, he cannot bring Luis Suarez into the game, and Argentina have it back and start all over again. Gago. The pace has not flagged for a second here in the first quarter of this match tonight. Some of it has been a joy to watch, but it's football with a real edge to it. And World Cup qualifying points at stake as well. Not the best from Di Maria. Galatasaray, the Uruguay goalkeeper, after a great spell in Italy. And this man, Oscar Tabarez, it's hard to change his countenance, but surely a little bit concerned. Alex Sabella, the man in charge of Argentina for the last year and more, getting a good tune out of his side here. Fantastic little touch by Messi. Well done also by Higuaín to give it to Agüero. Always rising. And the shot count is rising. In all honesty though, Muslera has not had an awful lot to do. A couple of saves. And again, he's not worked here. Mascherano's header. Garay got into a little bit of a tangle with Rojo. What a recovery. Twice. Lugano. Superb playing surface here in Mendoza tonight. Beautiful time of the year. It's been 27 degrees earlier in the day. Not too far from the foothills of the Andes, but a Mediterranean-style climate here. Shirt sleeves in the crowd everywhere, even at nightfall. Gago. Cavani. Starting very deep. Did well there. And here's Luis Suarez, also very deep, and still to get his touch in, really. Agüero takes over from his clubmate, Zabaleta. Gago. Garay. Out to Rojo. Pass and move from Argentina. And they do generally keep the ball on the move. Here's Messi. Offside, Higuaín. Just about Higuaín, but I think there was a blur of blue and white in front of the man. Here's Cavani. Little breakout by Uruguay, and he acknowledges there was another great run off the ball by Forlan then. Watch him arrive on Cavani's left as Cavani cuts inside, and he must have been screaming for that. Little slip by Lugano, but no harm befell Uruguay. Chased by Maximiliano Pereira, that is. Fernández. Zabaleta. Agüero got turned. Messi, just a shade too much on it. Muslera theatrically dived out of the way of it, but Higuaín was never getting there. Been in great scoring form. Scored in both the last two, this fellow, against Paraguay and Peru. And again, that's an example of the left back, Cáceres, from our angle, looking to be dropping off and playing the man onside. The flag went up. Fine jump by Zabaleta then, above Cavani. Nicely weighted ball forward to Suarez. Well, if you're a lesser player, you'd say he's having one of those nights, but of course, nothing will deter him. He'll keep going. Zabaleta. That's a fantastic touch by Agüero. Messi. Oh, only one man can do that kind of thing. What a goal it would have been. Absolutely out of this world. Oh, we thought he couldn't top the one he got against Paraguay, but that would have been even better against better defenders, an even deeper position of starting. And more, Argentina is seeing what he does for Barcelona week in, week out. And I think the world may acknowledge that by the time the World Cup does come round. Gago. Zabaleta perhaps just checked out of the run at the wrong second then. Very pleasing on the eye, this Argentina side tonight, because they can do it in different ways. Playing through Messi, 1 and 2 touch on the move. Here's Suarez on the move for Uruguay. Direct running from him into the box. Oh, fantastic. Gets nothing for it. And nobody dared mention a dive either. Sure enough, you cannot keep him quiet. He will work his way into the game. And he very nearly exploded into the game here. Zabaleta did a great job. But the worry perhaps that young Fernández, the centre-back wearing 17, was taken to the cleaners by Suarez. Garay. To Rojo. Agüero. Zabaleta. Zabaleta went again. Argentina do have many options and they're moving the ball very sweetly. Muslera again, I think, took his hands away. Well hit by Rojo, who's having a stormer tonight at left back. The left back raiding at every opportunity, the 22-year-old, newly signed by Sporting in Portugal. Previously was at Spartak Moscow. And that was the moment of sheer brilliance from the world's main superstar and Argentina's main man that almost opened the scoring tonight. Well, he had to work pretty hard for that, but surely he's got a free kick at the end of it all against Cáceres. Agüero. And this time is one too many times for the referee, and Cáceres becomes the first player booked. Who else but Messi to take? Muslera reacted well. Outswinger this time. Uruguay, led by Suarez, defended well. Messi. Couple of olays for that one. Gago. Little olay for that too. Only catcalls for Cáceres' clearance. Gago again. Kept it moving. Higuaín is wide right. There's a great block on him by Godin. Followed his man out there. Di Maria. Surely it will be an in-swinger this time. It is. Muslera, two-fisted. On by Forlan. To nobody in a white shirt. Here come Argentina again. Higuaín on the left flank. And insatiable desire for work, this fellow. Incredible appetite. Once of Sheffield United and Leeds, Alejandro Sabella was briefly Argentina's assistant boss while working for Daniel Passarella. Over a decade ago now. Bit rash by Zabaleta. By Mascherano, I should say. And a respite here for Uruguay. Forlan with the free kick. Wasn't ever really finding a white shirt. Cáceres had stayed forward, did well to win it. And this time Romero has a save to make for the first time tonight. I don't think it was really hit like Suarez would want to hit it. Mascherano, Zabaleta. Fernando Gago. Misses out Agüero. Clever turn by Suarez. I don't think anybody even dares to mention the subject of alleged diving in Uruguay, where he is obviously approaching mythical status, Luis Suarez. Flank stayed down. Forlan couldn't get off the ground, but still Uruguay have it with Cavani. Zabaleta out to him. What a ball in by Cavani, and well defended this time by Fernández. Wrong by Cáceres. Drilled into the chest of Suarez. Somehow he collected it. Rios. Maximiliano Pereira. Cavani's header. Well, missed header really, but it still ended up working out quite well for Uruguay because they got a corner. Every so often, just a moment's hesitation in that Argentina defence, as we witnessed against Paraguay. Not many Uruguay supporters here tonight. It's a long, long way to travel for them. As we mentioned, Argentina's next game is across the border into Chile. Must have been part of the decision-making process to stage this game here in Mendoza. Breaks the journey for the game on Tuesday. Gives Uruguay further to come. Forlan's corner, an outswinger. And all the weight was off it. Romero with a great throw, and Argentina on the front foot with Di Maria. Rios did a good job. Uruguay haven't done an awful lot in this game in the offensive sense, but you do have a sense that in no way do they feel themselves inferior to Argentina. And why would they be? Fourth in the world at the last World Cup. Got further than Argentina. Knocked out Argentina en route to Copa America glory. They've been soaking it up away from home, and surely they must have planned to do that. One or two little suggestions of frustration creeping into this big crowd here in Mendoza tonight, because Argentina have not made the breakthrough. Mascherano. Federico Fernández found Higuaín, and he was comprehensively dealt with by Godin. Forlan did that well. Cáceres not so well, but got away with it. Godin again. Great first touch by Forlan then. Suarez, excellently done. Pereira sends it out wide. Rios. Forlan's a little ball in. Cavani. Now it's Uruguay's turn to play some really quick, slick, one-touch passing. Di Maria got blocked. Five minutes of a totally absorbing first half to play here. The pace has not dropped for a moment. Broken up by Garay, and Rojo's got to go back to start all over again. Mascherano. Di Maria running from deep, but running with purpose. Doesn't get anything for that. Well, to describe his style as no-nonsense, this referee, would probably be an understatement. It's hard to see how that's not a free kick, in all honesty. What a intervention by Muslera. I believe the flag was up again. And probably the right decision this time. I don't suppose if you're a Brazilian referee in the middle of a game between Argentina and Uruguay, you're ever going to hope to win any friends. You're public enemy all round. But even-handed is what you have to be, especially with the stakes so high. He certainly tried to encourage the game to keep going, and that's to great credit of Leandro Pedro Vuaden. Gago. Messi gives it back to him. Barca to Real Madrid. Real Madrid again. Barca. And so it goes on. Well, the challenge was not quite of such elegance, but it was very effective by Aravalo Rios because it broke up the play. And Uruguay edged down the field again. And maybe the case was Gago went over a bit too easily. Very well kept in by Cavani. And under pressure, the next best thing for Pereira to do was actually to knock it out of play. No harm came of it then for Uruguay. Zabaleta. In the 45th minute, can Argentina find a goal here for all their beautiful play in the first half? Molero's coming, but not coming quickly enough. The only disappointment for Argentina here is that Messi wasn't quite arriving quickly enough either. It is their corner. Again, Luis Suarez with a great defensive header. Uruguay get that decision. But no time at all added by the Brazilian referee, who has kept a lid on it. We have to give him credit for that. Not every decision has been right, certainly in offside terms. Argentina have played some eye-wateringly exciting football, but they've not been able to produce a breakthrough. Messi so close, Agüero close more than once. Uruguay not offering an awful lot in the attacking sense so far tonight, but looking as resolute as ever. And I think we can say for sure we are in for something not to be missed in the second 45. At the break in Mendoza, Argentina 0, Uruguay 0. Welcome back, everybody, to the Malvinas Argentinas Stadium here in Mendoza. The referee from Brazil, Leandro Vuaden, and his assistants marched purposefully out of the dressing rooms some 3 minutes ago. We have ball boys, we have the crowd all back from their half-time refreshment. The referee's all ready to go, and no sign whatever of either of the teams at the moment. It would be a shame not to continue, given that the first half was so dazzling at times. But the crowd don't seem particularly unhappy that there is no imminent restart to this game. Much to admire and enjoy about the way Argentina have played in the first half. Now they do emerge, led by their captain. Only a win tonight for Argentina puts them back on top of the South American qualifying pool after the earlier victories for Colombia and Ecuador. Romero didn't have an awful lot to do, with Argentina doing most of the pressing, and this young man, Rojo, from left back, really catching the eye at times. So Savella's side have been sent out, and still Oscar Tabarez and Uruguay make us all wait. Not just Argentina, but fans watching all around the world. Of course, a game of this importance in the modern era is watched on every continent. Now they are back with us, Uruguay. Question may be asked, would it have been okay if we'd have started without them? I'm sure wherever you may be watching, you can hardly wait to get it underway again. And maybe 2 or 3 minutes late, we are underway. Suarez tangling with Fernández. Garay. Out to Zabaleta. María. Touch a little bit heavy by Gago, who goes back. María. Rojo. Argentina get the first free kick of the second half. Well, sorry, the first for them in this second half at least. In the attacking sense. And the referee explaining exactly where he wants it to be. And how far he wants the first defender to go back. Messi to take. Over the top it goes, and a bit of a let-off for Uruguay, you'd have to say that, as Garay closed down on it. One or two of the Argentine players lost their markers here. Not sure Gago was really expecting it. to come as far as him. And it has to go down as a chance. First olays of the second half for Messi. Nicely worked by Agüero. Rojo. Di Maria. Moved on quickly by Messi to Gago. Higuaín. Zabaleta made the room for him to go outside. Big shout by Muslera. Good shout. Here was the reason for the olays, the triple salco, turn and twist by the magician. No doubt at all, I think, that Messi, the latter-day Messi, playing for Sabella's Argentina, looks more comfortable. The referee again takes firm command. Has to do a little separating. They've been generally well behaved, I think that's fair to say, by the standards of a fixture of this importance in this part of the world so far. I can think of a lot of stern challenges in the match, but nothing really vicious so far tonight. Here's Forlan. Promising here. Suarez took an inadvertent tumble then. Somehow got back to his feet, wriggling like an eel to do that. Well won by Gonzalez. And what a telling intervention that was. The whistle's gone. Wouldn't have counted. Now Romero's rolling around the goalkeeper, and it does threaten to get out of hand here, but both players seem to have the right to go for it, and there was a really strong challenge by Lugano in there. A player who sometimes only needs a gesture, but words are being exchanged as well. Sometimes he only needs a look. Romero seemed to come off his line very sharply. And Argentina needed him to. Well, they speak the same language, kind of. The ball was there to be fought for, and Romero wasn't stopping either. And I think Lugano would say, look, I mean, time to go for it. And go for it, he most certainly did. That's the point he's making. He went for the ball. That was a fearsome coming together. Zabaleta certainly didn't like the challenge on his goalkeeper, but that's his job to protect him. In the end, there is a yellow card. Now, I don't know whether that was for the challenge or for the afters. Second Uruguayan player to be booked tonight, the captain. They've certainly got the crowd agitated again. The whole joint is jumping again now. Lugano seemed to go after it with his lead foot, that's to say the one nearest to the ball, and not go at the man as such. And Romero just seemed to get there half an instant before the Uruguayan captain. Well for Argentina that he did. Sevilla's Argentina have not really caught fire in this second half the way they did early on tonight. Again, it's one of those bullet long throws by Cáceres. Came back off Forlan this time. Foot seemed a little high from Suarez. Gago looking to go over the top. Pereira stepped across his man. That man was Agüero, but I'm not sure Agüero would ever have got to the ball. The Uruguay subs are out warming up, including Coates. Firm header. Blocked by Garay. Mascherano. Cáceres did well and won the ball for his team. Gathered in by Agüero. Wriggling and turning until he got a free kick. Gago. Di Maria. Rojo. Pace just flagging ever so slightly perhaps for Argentina here. Hard to keep up the rate at which the ball was moved around first half. Bewildering speed at times. Di Maria looks to inject something here. Uruguay were waiting. They'd laid a good trap, but it's picked up nicely by Gago. Ambitious ball, beat everybody in the end. Even Cavani, who was slotting in there to help defensively. Pensive moments for Sabella. And so many options on the bench, of course, for Argentina, even without Carlos Tevez. Oh, change of mind perhaps by Suarez, but he gets another dab at it. It's reached Forlan. Suarez. Argentina look to pick up the momentum again. Di Maria looking to go over the top, but that was easily dealt with by Lugano. Steered carefully back by Aravalo Rios. Won back by Forlan. No question, I think, that Uruguay are winning more of the skirmishes early in the second half than they did in the first period. A closer contest. Gonzalez. The crowd urge Gago to move it on. Few can do it quite as elegantly as that. It reaches Messi. That's perfect from him. Agüero. Possibilities here for Argentina. Higuaín battling for it. Here he comes. Worked so hard to make the space after it broke down off Messi. Tracks away to the back post here. And he's brilliantly seen by Agüero. Can do no more than shuffle it round the post. Fantastic from Agüero. And equally well defended by Gargano on Messi. Run out of room, Cavani.
Garay! Garay! Ahora no. Pipa! Afuera, Pipa, Pipa! Pipa!
Zabaleta forced back to Romero. Garay. Benfica stopper. Picked out Higuaín. And he only picked out Gonzalez. Ambitious. And Romero moving well. Saw him do it for Liverpool, of course, last season. Suarez from that kind of range. A little bit of room opened up. Gago got it back. Agüero. Messi. Back to Agüero. And Mascherano gets down so well. Nothing coming back off him tonight so far. Higuaín was just lurking in the background then, maybe hoping that something would drop. Di Maria. Mascherano. Zabaleta. Messi. 7 or 8 white shirts to beat. He's got past one, and sure enough another comes to close him down quickly. How well Uruguay do that. Gago got turned. Agüero looks to turn. Nothing doing there. Possibilities now for Argentina, but he's offside Zabaleta. Well, to say he's a forceful personality, this referee, is probably an understatement. How good a decision is that in the first instance? Or that. And in that particular case, it might have been the 20, Gonzalez, just about playing Zabaleta onside. Other players were lurking, of course, and that does obscure the view. They have lived dangerously in that respect tonight, Uruguay, and might yet get caught out in this game. This time they can't play anybody offside, but Mascherano is alert to the threat again. Massimiliano Pereira. Gargano. Back to his right back, who's pushed on down the right side. And there's a lovely run made for him by Álvaro González. Left back applauds it. Uruguay have the corner. Small smattering of Uruguay supporters welcome Forlan to their corner of the ground. Cavani belts it into the crowd in frustration then. Di Maria to Rojo. Left back's not really made any of those fast raids that he seemed to perfect in the early stages of the game tonight. Gave Uruguay all kinds of problems. If anything, they're going a bit more down the middle of the field and being snuffed out in the main. Now he has a bit of room, but he goes inside again to Messi. And it breaks down again. Mascherano trying to weigh one very carefully. I mean, a little disrespect to him when I say not maybe his strengths, really just picking out those perfect passes. Mascherano. Gago looking to get on the end of it, applauds the intention, but it's not quite as fluid for Sabella and Argentina second half as it was in the first period. Lugano in a bit of bother. He's 31 now. Feels like he's been around forever. Had such a long spell at Fenerbahce before the big money move to Paris Saint-Germain. And the first change of the night will be for Uruguay. Andres Scotti looks set to come on here. And it looks like Lugano's night is over. May even have been an injury picked up in the clash with Sergio Romero. Did look like he was clutching his left knee then. So Scotti on for Lugano. I can't think if it was that tangle with Messi that it was that alone that caused the problem, but he'd already made up his mind as he went down that his night was over. And he's not exactly a shrinking violet, that fellow. Must have been carrying something. Resolutely done by Pereira. Fell nicely for Messi. Di Maria. Argentina go in front. Uruguay's arms go in the air looking for an offside flag. This time it will not come. Well, they changed their centre-backs, and while they were regrouping Uruguay, there was a big hole in the centre of their defence. And if ever there was a man to find a little weakness, it would be the maestro and captain of Argentina. Cleverly weighted, and that touch there steered it past Muslera. Di Maria with the setup. And perhaps the question will be asked of Uruguay, was it all down to the loss of Lugano moments before? Argentina don't care about that, and will feel they deserve overall tonight to be in front. Now it's Rojo who appears to have a problem. And Argentina's turn to make a change. Campagnaro, I believe, will be coming on. Another game, of course, looming on Tuesday night for both Uruguay and Argentina. Uruguay have now appeared to have lost Lugano, and from the look of that, Rojo will be taking little part when Argentina move on to meet Chile. Campagnaro, the more seasoned player, certainly at the age of 32. Napoli stalwart. Amazingly, it's only ever his third appearance in the national side here tonight. Been a long road for him to make it to the full international stage. This time it is a free kick. Agüero's taken a few tonight and got little for them. A point he may very well be making to the referee right now. Christian Rodriguez is on for Uruguay. And that was him trying to get on it for the first time, but he couldn't. Di Maria does brilliantly to catch it up. All the weight was taken off it before it reached Muslera. Pereira stuck to his guns gamely, and Uruguay collectively are going to have to do that now. Argentina lift the tempo and begin to look more like the side we were admiring first half. Lifted by the goal, clearly. Uruguay are going to have to dig in here, but there are a few better teams in the world to do that and find a way to fight back. And we also know that in Forlan, Cavani and Suarez, they most certainly have got the firepower. And maybe a little extra thrust with Christian Rodriguez out there now as well. Forlan kept it going. Gargano got in a bit of a tangle. Something of a lucky break. Might work out okay here for Uruguay though. Oh, what a clearing header that is. Picked up by Suarez. Just fell behind Cavani. And it fell nicely for Higuaín. Godin did well. Gargano. Messi, options both ways here for Argentina. Higuaín going around the outside. Well dealt with in the end by Scotty. Pereira. One knows much better than to write Uruguay off on a night like this. Cáceres. The disappointment for them so far is the lack of chances that they've been able to create tonight. But they may only need one still to get a share of this. That's why Argentina are pressing for a second. Di Maria, and they might have options here. A desperate lunge by Godin, but he got enough on it. Suddenly the game's getting a little bit stretched. One would have to say it is within Messi range. Goes right instead. Blocked away by Cáceres. Suarez can't get going. Pereira. There have been one or two stoppages in play second half. Again, it's a bit careless by Suarez, who's now tracking back to try to amend for his error. Messi, brilliantly done. Di Maria, it's a picture-book goal. Agüero surely wins it for Argentina. Talk about a cutting edge, that is different class. Suarez gave it away, and within a trice, it is in his own net. All he had to do was show up on the spot. No better man, one of the best in the world to finish it off. All the work was done in front of him. What a run and what a ball. Di Maria did the hard work. Messi had the cutting edge here, of course. And all Agüero's got to do is walk it home. Quality players at their best, and even Uruguay couldn't stop them. It's all gone horribly wrong here for Uruguay in the space of about 10 second half minutes. They lost Diego Lugano and they lost their way. And from 0-0 and being right in it, they're now 2 down and the crowd are all over them, just like the men in the blue and white shirts. And they must feel a long, long way from home right now. Their inspirational front men have just not been seen enough of tonight. Here goes Christian Rodriguez, trying to make something happen, the Atletico Madrid player. But little of Cavani, Forlan and Suarez, who I'm afraid will have to take the blame and will do in Uruguay for that second goal. And for the first time in the entire second half, you just sense that little bit of confidence in the crowd, and the swagger has returned to Argentina's football. What have Uruguay got to come back with? They'll never throw it in. They'll keep working and trying to make something happen. Here's Pereira. Gargano. Rodriguez looking for somebody to show for him. almost worked his way through to Suarez, but his luck is out so far tonight in a big way. That's unbelievable from Messi. Mascherano did brilliantly to win it back. Higuaín sacrificed himself to let Agüero go at Uruguay, and he's still going at Uruguay, and this time he must get a free kick. And there's a card as well for Godin. That makes 3 for Uruguay. And this most certainly is in danger territory. Looks like Agüero's going to be spared any further punishment tonight by Zabaleta, who will need him, of course, for the trip to Chile. Been short of game time this season, and he has taken a fair battering tonight. Guinasu is the replacement. It's all over now. To think he was struggling to really impose himself for his country the way he's done for his club. With every game, Messi looks more and more complete as a, who knows, maybe even a man to rival the greatest of the greats, Maradona, in the 10 jersey of Argentina. Because he has taken this game and just ripped up the script here in the second half. Captain, talisman, number 10, goal scoring, 2 more tonight, and that is genius yet again. Under the wall, would you believe it? What a joy this man is to watch. And it doesn't matter what country you support. It's all over by the shouting here in Mendoza, and there'll be lots of that all around the town tonight. It's becoming a famous win for Argentina against their most historic rival. And they're not finished yet. Might be 4. Muslera denies a hat-trick for Messi. Well, we did say it's a much vaunted defence going back over the last 5 or 6 years for Uruguay, but they've been conceding a lot of goals in this qualifying tournament. Conceded 4 against Colombia not long back. 3 and counting here tonight. Simply in a class of his own. Of further concern here for Uruguay, the goal difference, which they were shading against Chile, there's not much in it now. Uruguay +1, Chile -1. And both will remain on 12 points with their defeats today in that battle for the 4th automatic qualifying spot. Higuaín, who has run himself ragged, as he always seems to do, with those more storied names all around him, but how important he is. Instrumental in Messi's opener. And Higuaín is withdrawn. Fernando Barcos is the replacement. The 28-year-old playing now at Palmeiras in Brazil. He is a striker, but Sabella most certainly has looked outside the established framework, if you like, to beef up his squad with men like Barcos. No previous caps. Great opportunity for him here. Offside. Second touch was to put the ball in the net against Uruguay. Now that would be a story to tell, but it won't count. They're never going to be superstars, the likes of Barcos or Brania, who we saw playing against Paraguay, but these are the men that Sabella has looked to at club level, both at home in Argentina and in Brazil. Here's Forlan, sums up the entire experience for Uruguay here. And while Uruguay's main marksman has had a night to forget, the main men at the other end have been putting the ball in the net. Agüero and Messi. And this is just ridiculously brilliant. Gargano. Aravalo Rios. Back to Gargano. Fell for Rodriguez, but he was blocked second time. Three draws in 7 games before tonight, Uruguay. And now it's 3 draws and 2 defeats in the first 8. That's to say, to the halfway point in the qualifying campaign. A total of 16 to play. They are going to need to string a few wins together. Here's Forlan. Same story. Same reception from the crowd for Uruguay's all-time leading goal scorer. And even the man who surely will surpass that, Suarez, who's 6 behind right now, he's not had a sniff tonight either in front of goal. Tabarez, who could do no wrong over the last 4 or 5 years as the Uruguay coach, surely has 1 or 2 issues to address with this side at present. Most notably, perhaps the question will be asked, where was the real fire tonight from Uruguay? They seem to accept their defeat rather meekly here. A defeat that hurts more than the others. just at a time in the second half, Lugano went off when you just sensed that Argentina were beginning to run out of ideas. Then it all changed. Playing for consolation now only, Uruguay. Well, we all saw the coming together. Pereira for Uruguay. The referee's getting a little bit of help here as to whether Messi was actually inciting Pereira or whether Pereira went out of his way to stop Messi. How to win friends and influence people in Argentina. Well, he's made his decision and it's all been blamed on the right back. The right back doesn't see it like that, even against a man of the greatness of Messi. He rather feels Messi ran into him first. From that angle, Pereira was looking for him. And that may be the kind of angle that the assistant on that far side actually saw. Must be a free kick, therefore, to Argentina. And we know what happened the last time they had a free kick. Uruguay are 3 down, they've had 4 men booked. Messi deflected and just the wrong side of the post. Would have been his hat-trick. Stoppage time. The Argentina supporters do not want the night to end. Suarez takes it off Messi, but gives it away. One of the themes of the night. Well, actually, he gives it away twice. Certainly a theme of the night. Not being himself tonight. Uruguay have not been themselves collectively. Certainly not the resolute force of the Copa America, as the aggro between the Argentine captain and Pereira continues. Zabaleta shifted to left back. A little bit of edge to be carried forward to the next meeting, which of course comes in the last group game another year from now. Right now, some in Uruguay will surely be asking whether Uruguay will be certain of their place in the World Cup finals come that game, because they are in a pack and they've got lots to do to be sure of getting in that top 4. Argentina looking well set. It's surely all over here. And Argentina go back top of South American qualifying. They have put their oldest rivals firmly in their place here tonight. They played some dazzling stuff first half without getting on the score sheet. Uruguay seemed to be battling their way into it in time-honoured fashion, and then it all went wrong. Lugano off with injury, and surely a doubt for their next game in Bolivia. And without their talismanic captain and centre-back, a big hole exploited almost immediately as Messi stroked home the opener. and from that point on, Uruguay wilted and Argentina took over with some scintillating attacking play with a real cutting edge tonight. A team under Alejandro Sabella that looks better and better going forward, and the relative defensive weaknesses, the relative inexperience that we thought might be tested by the likes of Forlan, Cavani and Suarez was not tonight. There have been few sweeter in over a century of rivalry between these nations. Argentina's night, all hands down, and they are back on top in the qualifying for the World Cup in 2014 in South America, and Uruguay have lots of work to do from here. It is their second defeat in the first half of the campaign. The result, a resounding home win here in Mendoza. Argentina 3, Uruguay 0.